Happy Friday, everybody. I am Nick Slavic. I'm the proprietor of the Nick Slavic Painting and Restoration Company. I'm also the host of this show, Ask a Painter Live. It's a weekly live Facebook show where I use over 2 decades of experience as a craftsman and an entrepreneur to answer any of your questions. Today, this is a super cool job site. I am very privileged to be on Lake Minnetonka for 2 Ask a Painter shows in a row. Last week, I was on a boat with Scott Frost, awesome Scott Frost, and we toured around here. We actually drove by this island. I am on Gale Island in Lake Minnetonka right now, and we are working on this. This is the first day of sort of a little bit of prep work, this and that. My company is on a 4-day work week. It is Friday today, so I'm out here alone. I thought I would come out here, get the project set up, make sure we have coating, supplies, logistically get everything here so that next week we can do a beach landing, World War II style beach landing here with a whole bunch of craftspeople and knock this whole thing out in a day. So we're going to talk about labor warranties as well, and I thought this was kind of an interesting project. But first, I want to thank the PCA. It used to be the PDCA, the Painting and Decorating Contractors of America. It is now the PCA, the Painting Contractors Association, for underwriting this show. All of my shows are actually archived on their website in the education portion for people to watch. So, Russell Harper, hey man, thanks for all the support. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for all the comments and stuff as well. Heather from the PCA, thanks for watching. Alex Marchuk, thanks a lot. Yvonne, let's get back here. Bumgia Yvonne, thanks for watching. So I am actually on an island here. I'm going to give you a quick job site tour, and then I'm going to talk to you about labor warranties and my thoughts about them. And like I said, this is a really good project to talk about labor warranties because it's unique. So this project is really cool. It's an island. First structures on it were from the 1850s. Anybody who knows me, water, nature, islands, lakes, Minnesota, history, old stuff, it's the best thing on earth. So this project, Dustin Zapanzik, what's up, man? Dustin, I would like to hear about labor warranties for you too. We're going to talk about that later. So this project actually came from another painter, another painting company in Minnesota. So for those of you who follow along, Jason Paris and I, we started a group. It is not our group. It is now the group's group, but it's called the Gathering of Minnesota Painters, where we get a bunch of like-minded contractors together who kind of realize that really there's not a lot of competition between us. You would think that if you see another painter, he's stealing food from your kids' mouths, but Jason Paris has a brilliant way of statistically proving there's really not competition between any of us here. It's just our ability to execute our own business plan. So what's interesting, that an awesome local painter got a call for this job, didn't quite fit what they were doing, so he talked to a Sherwin-Williams rep. My awesome Sherwin rep, Wes, put me in charge, put me in contact with these people, and here we are. So those of you following along, it was maybe a month ago, I did my first site visit. I came out here and I just wanted to site verify everything. You know, before we show up, I want to make sure there's not something special we need, and especially with some old structures with metal windows, things like this. I didn't want to be surprised because we're not destitute out here. It's not impossible to get stuff, but it is painful to get stuff out here. So like I said, about 1850s, there was the first structure here. There is a whole bunch of beautiful, unique dwellings here, and I think I'll just walk you through this end of it. So this historic little cottage right here, beautiful, beautiful structure. It's at the tip of the island. I'll kind of walk around here and show you guys. Look at that, all that stone, and look at this. This is Lake Minnetonka, one of the most beautiful lakes in Minnesota, right outside of the metro. Some major shacks on this one, but this is the tip of the island, and I've been surrounded by fishermen all day. This is a good fishing spot. I think people are going for pike and muskie and stuff out here, maybe a little bit of bass. But I cleared out a bunch of old driftwood from this end, as you can see there. Behind us here is Big Island. It looks like one contiguous piece of land, but it's actually Big Island. And many years ago, there used to be steamships from Minneapolis to take all the summer people out here. And there was actually a Ferris wheel, a fairground, carnival type of thing out there. Really cool. But they used to have these really awesome old wooden steamships to harbor or to freight people out here. So this is tip of the island right here. Look at this. So from we're mid to southern Minnesota right now, but Minnesota is sort of known for, you know, once you get into southern Minnesota, we get a lot of green, kind of murky, weedy lakes. Great for fishing, it grows great big fish, but it's not always great to recreate in, and sometimes they're not that beautiful in the middle of summer. But look at this lake. It's a monster lake, and it's got crystal clear water. So coming out in the boat out here, you can see 8 or 10 feet down, which is really cool. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous place. Oop, let's turn the comments back on. So yeah, here we are at the tip of Gale Island. It's an amazing place. Look at this spit of land here. It's just awesome. So I'll walk you guys back here. Big old cottonwood tree here. Been listening to fish jump all morning. Ducks floating around and geese. Cool little kind of picnic shelter. And what's kind of cool that, you know, obviously we have to take a boat to get out here, and electricians came out here too, so they're having a blast. And I think one of their young fellas brought a fishing rod, and then during lunch they're going to be fishing out here too. I'll walk you around the other side of this. This is so cool. Can't forget the yard signs. Yeah, so a little bit of prep done on this side here. Beautiful shore. Then what's really cool too is I also brought a pressure washer and washed this little troll bridge right here too. So we're going to be staying in that. Kind of a cool little area right here. Split the island up. So last summer it was really cool for the PDCA, as it was known then, now the PCA. They had a residential forum here in Minneapolis, and one of the things we did as a group, we took a big dinner ship out here, a cruise ship relative to a lake in Minnesota, not the ocean going one, but we actually cruised around the lake here, looking at the houses, looking at the islands, things like that. Beautiful little shack right there. So that's going to be a nice one day or so. Up at the main part of the island there, that's one of the shacks. They got a whole bunch of other stone things there. There's 2 other small little sheds, little kind of historic structures that I prepped up there today. And then I think we're having a quick early Ask a Painter show, but otherwise I think we're gonna head back early. And then as most people know, I hit my family time Friday afternoons. Try to stick to it the best I can. So, okay, so let's talk labor warranty. I would love to hear what other people do for warranties, because I see a whole bunch of people doing warranties for interior work, exterior work, and the thinking is it's a selling point, and you won't be able to sell your projects if it doesn't have a warranty. And sometimes ignorance is bliss. I never knew that you kind of had to have a warranty, so I just never had one. The good thing is, to me, warranty is a selling point, and some people they live and die by it. They say, oh my God, how do you even sell a job without a warranty? Other people are like, oh, warranties? I don't know, nobody's ever asked for one. I'm one of those people. So really nobody has ever asked me for a warranty. Maybe twice a year somebody will say, does this have a warranty? And I say, all of my projects come with a lifetime coatings warranty from the manufacturer. And normally what that means is in the event of a failure, I'll be the advocate for it, and normally they just give you free paint. They don't give you free labor again. Now, how I make up for that is maybe once every year and a half, once every 2 years, there actually is a failure of something. I'll give you a good example here. So maybe 2 years ago, it was the last one I had to deal with this. An awesome local family re-sided their entire house, brand new LP Smart Side, and I used top of the line Sherwin-Williams stuff in a dark green color, and within 1 year it faded. And it wasn't like, well, it looks a little off. It completely faded. It was embarrassingly faded. And you know, the good part about this is I call my Sherwin-Williams rep and I say, hey man, we got something that's an outlier. And the reason that I get a call back and they work with me closely is because I don't ask them for anything. Once in a while I hang out with my Sherwin rep for an extended period of time, and all he does is get calls and texts about, hey man, you need to come over here and tell this client that I didn't screw their house up. Or clients are always asking for, or painters are always asking for things from them. So in 10 years I've really never asked for anything, or I've never asked him to go to bat for me. And we went and looked at the house and he's like, oh yeah, this is just a complete failure. And the specs. I did everything as it should have been. The weather was good, processes were good. We followed every single thing to a T about this, wet mill thickness and everything, and it just failed. It was just maybe a combination of the color, the paint, whatever else. But the good thing is when you don't ask for anything until you need it, you don't cry wolf all the time. Sherwin went to bat for me, and in a huge way. We actually, they met me out at the homeowner's house. Not only did they pay for all the paint again, they paid me to completely repaint this house, which is a wonderful thing. And we also used a different paint this time. We did some tests. At this time, Sherwin-Williams Duration Low Luster was just coming on the market, so we used that, and it was a great thing. So with the warranty is basically, when people ask me for a warranty, I basically say, listen, I don't offer a warranty. I mean, you get the coatings, the manufacturer's warranty, but that is what it is. They're just going to hand you another can of paint and say good luck. What I say is, I lived my entire life in my town of New Prague in southern Minnesota here. I'm not going anywhere. My family's been painting in this town for 45 years now. We're known as painters, and my kids all go to school here. We all do business locally. The best thing I can do is keep a good reputation and take care of you. So basically what I say is, I will take care of you. If something does come up, something weird, something unordinary, a pure failure, something, if you call me 9 years later and there's a little fading or peeling on the south side of your house, you need to repaint your house. But if it's a year later and your entire new house fades, I'm coming to bat for you. So I basically give people one or two examples of that. And there's one house that we did, a little Rambler, that was a pretty bad peeler. I think this was about 2 years ago too. And of course, we do what we can. We scrape the living daylights out of it, we prime it, we sand it, we caulk it, 2 coats of extremely high quality paint. And the next year some stuff peeled, and maybe it was moisture, maybe it was not, but it was an awesome client of mine, so we send somebody back, and it's not a big deal. And we just got a call from that client this year, like, there's just a little stuff happening again. Send it back again. It's not a big deal. Send a guy over for 3 hours. It's an awesome client. I know they're not unreasonable. Unreasonable clients are a completely other thing, but I'd love to hear with you guys if anybody wants to share their experiences here. Oh, Fernando Granado, bom dia, my friend. Fernando Freitas, thank you for watching, my friend. Ty, thanks for watching. Vanessa, thanks for watching as well. Corey, Clayton, Dustin. All right, we'll see if we got any questions. If not, got to keep it brief here. We're on island time, and we got to make sure that we're being efficient here. I believe my boat is going to be leaving pretty soon, so okay, well, that's about it. Jade Earhart, well, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate everybody watching. Bom dia to you too, my friend Fernando. And Russell Harper, what coating are you using? So with these structures out here, every structure on the island, they try to keep it simple out here for maintenance reasons. There's been all sorts of sins committed to these things. Probably natural for a while, probably stained. I think somebody used a bright red, like fire engine, fire hydrant style red paint on here before. All sorts of sort of latexy, butyl latexy paints. So we are going to solid color exterior wood stain. I think we're going to be using Woodscapes from Sherwin out here, and we're basically going to convert, as they have us do this stuff, we're going to convert the buildings to that, because what we don't want, which was happening out here, was a whole bunch of peeling. What we want is fading, because you don't want to have to drag all your RRP gear, all your pressure washers, whatever you have to use to prep these structures. You don't want to be dragging it to an island. It would be much better if this stuff just faded and you just sort of cleaned it up and redid it every year. So on this troll bridge right here, we're going to be using one of my favorite coatings, Cabot Semi-Solid Stain. And yeah, I think maybe somewhere in the last 20 years that stuff was used here. For my best guess, it kind of looks like that. It's had a lot of coats on. They've maintained it well, but we're going to clean it up. And I love that stuff because, again, it's a new hybrid formula. Sucks in really well, creates this beautiful, beautiful waterproof coating. Water just beads up on it beautifully, and then it just fades instead of peels, which is really, really nice. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Dustin, similar to you, we don't offer an official warranty, but always take care of the workmanship issues no matter. Oh, absolutely. Listen, and if there's some stupid mistake on something, I mean, that's like, hey, we don't offer a warranty. It's, no. You always fix that stuff. So I can't imagine, Dustin, you get many calls for warranty stuff. You guys are phenomenal up there. So, Ty, morning. Do you use Super Deck Solid Stain? Yes, I do. It's a great coating, especially some of the IR reflective stuff. So if you're doing a deck, you know, like this, let's say, and they want a solid color, if you do 2 coats of a solid color acrylic stain, it may be like a Cordovan brown, very dark chocolate brown. That stuff can heat up like an oven in the sun, and you can't walk on it, and it's not really useful. The IR reflective stuff will actually keep a cool temperature, which is an awesome product. A feature that, you know, not a lot of painters are screaming for, but they came up with it, and it's awesome, and I love it. So yeah, the Woodscapes and the Super Deck are all, or Deckscapes too, are great products there. Let's see what we got here. All right, well, thanks everybody. I think, oh, another one here. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's a great thing. So, all right, guys, thank you everybody for watching. This has been a great couple weeks here. I've been on Lake Minnetonka for 2 weeks in a row for Ask a Painter shows. This is just a blast. So I know that for the people who watch this show, this kind of stuff is fun to you too, because we are painters, yes, just boring, humble painters. We do a lot of bread and butter paintings. We turn a lot of tan bedrooms gray, and we turn a lot of golden oak woodwork white, and those are fun, and they're rewarding, and they're awesome. But sometimes you get to do stuff like this, and for better or for worse, I seek out projects like this. So just in my timeline this morning, actually 1 year ago today, we were up at a off-the-grid wilderness cabin in northern Minnesota, so close to the Canadian border that when you're sitting on the property, your phone would switch between Canada and the US. So I love these sort of things, and follow along, guys, as we do this Gale Island project. So thanks everybody for watching, and have a good weekend. And I'm gonna load up, I'm gonna get on a boat, and I'm gonna go have some family time. So have fun, guys. Oh, do you donate your leftover paint to anyone? Nope, leave it all on site for the clients. Thanks, guys.